Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I did not see this coming. You guys, it's official, shocking reports are breaking out this morning. Loren Brovarnik has been arrested. Yes, you heard that right, Loren. The same Loren we've all come to know and love from 90 Day Fiancé is suddenly in the middle of a massive scandal that no one expected. And trust me, this story gets way crazier than you think. Because right now, her husband, Alexei, is furious, heartbroken, and completely blindsided. So grab your coffee, take a deep breath, because we're diving into what really happened, the arrest, the chaos, the emotional fallout, and how this entire thing is tearing their once perfect family apart. Now, before we even get into the legal details, let's rewind for a second. Loren and Alexei were literally one of the fan-favorite couples in the entire 90 Day franchise. They met in Israel, fell madly in love, went through all the immigration challenges, and somehow made it all look like a fairy tale. They had the dream wedding, the adorable bobbies, the influencer lifestyle Instagram perfect, right? But what no one knew is that behind those smiling selfies and family vlogs, something darker was brewing. And apparently, it all came crashing down one late night when police showed up at their Florida home. According to sources close to the couple, the incident started as a small argument between Loren and Alexei, nothing unusual for any married couple. But neighbors say the argument got heated. Voices were raised. Things got out of control. And then, someone called 911. When the police arrived, they found Loren in tears, Alexei packing back and forth, and the situation escalating fast. Now here, where it gets complicated, officers reportedly decided to detain Loren for questioning after noticing signs of what they called disturbance and disorderly conduct. Within minutes, the mom of 3, the same woman who had been promoting positivity and family life online, was being escorted into a police car. Can you even imagine the shock? Social media exploded within hours. Fans started posting screenshots, tweets, and wild theories. What could she have done? Is it a misunderstanding? Is Alexei pressing charges? Everyone wanted answers. And meanwhile, Alexei, who's always been the calm, protective husband, looked absolutely devastated. Insiders claim he was shouting, crying, and begging officers to please just let her explain. One witness said it was the first time they had ever seen Alexei lose his cool. Now, before we jump to conclusions, I want to say this. Relationships are complicated. People snap under stress, especially when you're raising 3 little kids, living in the public eye, and juggling fame with real life. But still, Loren, arrested, nobody could believe it. And the timing made it even worse, because apparently, this happened just days after the couple wrapped filming for a new spin-off project with TLC. So yeah, this isn't just a family scandal. This could affect their entire TV career. Let's back up a bit, because their love story makes this whole situation even more emotional. Loren met Alexei in Israel while she was leading a birthright trip. He was working as a medic, calm, charming, respectful, and from that moment they clicked instantly. After months of long distance, paperwork, and emotional roller coasters, he finally came to the U.S. Their wedding was beautiful, emotional, everything fans adored. Over the years, they became this shining example of a couple that beat the odds. They shared their fertility journey, Loren's postpartum struggles, and even her candid talks about Tourette syndrome, which made fans love her even more. She was real. She was raw. So when news broke that this same woman had been taken into police custody, fans didn't know what to think. And here, where the twist comes in. Apparently, this wasn't the first time police had been called to their home. Yeah, reports say that neighbors had heard arguments before, though nothing ever got physical or required intervention, until now. But this time, something snapped. Some insiders are claiming that Loren was under extreme emotional stress, between filming, parenting, and the pressure to always appear perfect online. They say she'd been struggling with sleep, exhaustion, and maybe even postpartum depression that never fully went away. Combine that with fame, constant online judgment, and the pressure to look happy all the time. And it's a recipe for an emotional explosion. Now let's talk about Alexei. If you followed him at all, you know he's the calm one, patient, thoughtful, family first. But according to witnesses, he completely broke down when Loren was taken away. He reportedly told officers, "She didn't mean it, please. She's just overwhelmed." He was holding their youngest baby in his arms, trying to keep the other 2 kids from crying. Can you imagine that scene? A family ripped apart in front of their home, lights flashing, cameras rolling, neighbors whispering. For someone who's always been the rock of the relationship, Alexei suddenly found himself powerless. Within hours, #Loren Brovarnik was trending online. Fans flooded her Instagram comments with love and confusion. "Stay strong, Loren. We all make mistakes. What happened? We need answers." Others weren't so forgiving. Some said, "She always seemed fake." Others accused TLC of covering things up. And speaking of TLC, the network has been silent, no official statement, no social media acknowledgement, just silence. Which, honestly, makes the situation even more mysterious. Now, I'm not here to accuse anyone or take sides, but what we can do is try to piece together what we know. The official police report, according to one leaked source, mentions domestic disturbance, but doesn't list any violence or substance involvement. So this may not be as dark as some people are assuming. It might have been a verbal altercation that spiraled out of control. Still, an arrest is an arrest, and once that mugshot hit the internet, there was no turning back. And that's when Alexei's heartbreak really began. Someone close to the family told In Touch Weekly, quote, "Alexei feels humiliated. He loves Loren deeply, but he's crushed by what happened. He's asking everyone for space and privacy." Another insider claimed Alexei didn't even sleep for 2 nights after the arrest. He was calling lawyers, family members, and trying to figure out how to fix everything. Friends say he's trying to protect the kids and shield them from the noise, but it's been extremely hard. Because let's be real, once something like this hits the internet, there's no hiding from it. It's honestly heartbreaking to watch this play out. We've seen Loren open up about mental health before. Remember those tearful confessionals where she said she was struggling, but trying her best? This might be one of those moments where her struggles finally hit a breaking point. And maybe, instead of judgment, what she needs is help. But right now, Alexei feels betrayed, scared, and unsure of what the future looks like. One person who knows them personally said, Alexei keeps replaying that night in his head. He doesn't understand how things got so out of hand. So, what happens next? Will Loren face charges? Will Alexei forgive her? Will TLC step in? Or will this be the end of their reality TV journey altogether? And most importantly, what's the real truth behind the arrest? Because I'm telling you right now, in part 2, things get even more shocking. We'll dive into the leaked statement from Loren's lawyer, what Alexei said in a deleted Instagram story, and how fans uncovered a secret message that might explain everything. So stay tuned, because the second half of this story will leave you absolutely speechless. Part 2 will continue the story, including the aftermath, emotional confrontation, legal outcome, and how the couple's relationship changes forever. Welcome back, everyone. If you thought part 1 was wild, buckle up, because things are about to take a dramatic turn. When we last left off, Loren Brovarnik had just been arrested after what police described as a domestic disturbance. Her husband, Alexei, was heartbroken, confused, and struggling to hold his family together. But now, new information has surfaced, and it paints an even more complicated picture of what really went down that night. According to a newly leaked police report, the altercation began around 9:45 p.m., after Loren returned home from what sources describe as a private influencer event. Apparently, Alexei wasn't happy about something, maybe the late night, maybe something she said online, and the two started arguing. What began as a conversation turned heated, and one of the neighbors heard shouting, which led to the 911 call. But here's the twist. When officers arrived, Alexei wasn't the one who called. It was a neighbor. Which means this whole thing might have been a misunderstanding that spiraled completely out of control. And you guys here, where the emotion hits. When Loren realized that she was actually being arrested, she reportedly broke down crying, telling officers, "Please, I have Bobbies inside. I can't leave my kids." Imagine that, a young mom under pressure, suddenly handcuffed in front of her home, while her husband stands there helplessly holding their children. Sources close to Loren say she was devastated afterward, that she couldn't believe it had happened, and that it all went too far. The next morning, Loren was released after posting a small bond. She didn't say a word to reporters waiting outside, just kept her head down, tears in her eyes. Alexei picked her up quietly from the station. And you could literally feel the tension through the photos. No smiles, no hand-holding, just silence. It's the kind of silence that says more than words ever could. Now, let's talk about what happened online, because that's where everything exploded. Loren's Instagram, normally full of happy family photos and brand deals, suddenly went dark. No new posts, no stories, just silence. But fans noticed something strange. Her old posts began disappearing, especially ones showing her and Alexei together. People started speculating. Is she deleting him from her life? Are they separating? Meanwhile, Alexei posted a single black screen on his Instagram story with the words, "Sometimes love hurts more than hate." Then, he deleted it 15 minutes later. And that one post sent fans into a frenzy. Now everyone wanted answers. Was Alexei done with Loren? Was this the end of their marriage, or was it just a cry for help? A moment of pain in the middle of chaos. People close to the couple say Alexei is conflicted. He loves Loren deeply, but he's also struggling to process what happened. He reportedly told a friend, "I know she didn't mean harm, but she scared me that night. She scared herself too." That one sentence shows it all, the pain, the confusion, the heartbreak. About 3 days later, Loren finally broke her silence. She released a statement through her rep, saying, "I want to apologize to my fans and to my family for the situation that occurred. It was a deeply emotional night, and I'm taking time to reflect, heal, and get the help I need. My focus right now is my children and my mental health." She didn't mention Alexei by name, not once. And that silence spoke volumes. The phrase, "get the help I need," hit fans hard. Because if you've followed Loren's journey, you know she's been open about her mental health, especially postpartum depression and anxiety. Some fans think this arrest was less about crime and more about a breaking point. A cry for help from someone who's been under too much pressure for too long. Others, though, believe the story goes deeper. That maybe there were ongoing marital issues that TLC cameras never showed us. A week later, Alexei finally spoke up in a short Instagram live. And guys, it was heartbreaking. He looked tired, emotional, and his voice cracked several times. He said, "We all make mistakes. Sometimes when you love someone, you try to protect them, even when it hurts. I don't want hate toward Loren. I want healing." He paused for a moment, wiped his eyes, and added, "We're taking space. That's all I can say right now." Fans flooded the chat with love and support, begging them to work things out. And yet, you could see it in his eyes, the trust had been shaken. TLC insiders later revealed that producers were reconsidering whether to include Loren and Alexei in the upcoming spin-off they just filmed. Apparently, the arrest threw all production plans into chaos. One source said, "They were supposed to be the wholesome couple, the grounded, loving example. This incident completely shocked everyone." However, others in the network were advocating for compassion, reminding everyone that real life isn't perfect, and that this could actually help shed light on mental health struggles in relationships. About 2 weeks later, paparazzi spotted Loren and Alexei together again, walking outside a Miami therapy center. No cameras, no smiles, no drama, just quiet, serious faces. Fans immediately started hopping for reconciliation. And here's the thing, even after everything that happened, insiders say Alexei still visits her daily. He's helping with the kids. He's trying to rebuild trust. One source told ET Online. Alexei is heartbroken, but he's not giving up. He wants his family back. That, my friends, is love in its rawest form. You know, it's easy to judge from the outside. We scroll, we comment, we make memes, but we forget that these people are real. Loren isn't just a reality TV star. She's a mom, a wife, a human being under pressure. And Alexei, he's not just the calm husband. He's a man trying to protect his family while also dealing with pain he never saw coming. Sometimes, the strongest love stories are the ones that break, and then rebuild themselves from the ashes. Fast forward a few weeks, and finally the case took a turn. Loren's lawyer released a statement confirming that all charges were dropped. Apparently, after reviewing footage from body cams and statements from both sides, prosecutors decided there was no criminal intent, just an unfortunate misunderstanding fueled by emotional stress. Loren was required to attend counseling and complete a short mental health awareness course. And that was it. No jail, no probation, no conviction. The relief was visible. Days later, fans saw something they'd been waiting for. A photo posted quietly on Loren's Instagram showed her sitting in a park with Alexei and their kids. No captions, no filters, just a simple heart emoji. Within minutes, the post hit 1 million likes. People filled the comments with love. Redemption is beautiful. Family always finds a way. Glad to see you healing. And Alex even commented one word. Always. It was the first public sign that maybe, just maybe, they were finding their way back to each other. Today, months after the incident, Loren has slowly returned to social media. Her posts are quieter, more honest. No glam, no filters, just motherhood, therapy updates, and gratitude. She even said, in one of her new videos, "I hit rock bottom, but sometimes that's where you finally start to rebuild." Alexei, been right beside her in most clips, smiling softly, holding her hand. The spark isn't gone. It's just different now, more mature, more real. And honestly, that's what fans love about them again. You know, this story could have ended in tragedy, divorce, scandal, or silence. But instead, it became a story about forgiveness, resilience, and healing. Because here's the truth, no relationship is perfect. Even the ones we idolize online have cracks, fears, and breaking points. What matters is what you do after the fall. And for Loren and Alexei, that meant facing pain, accepting help, and choosing love again. If you take anything from this story, let it be this: don't believe every perfect picture you see on social media. Behind every smile, there's a story. Behind every strong couple, there are nights of doubt, fear, and tears. But love, real love, isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about fighting for each other even when the world thinks you're falling apart. And maybe, just maybe, Loren and Alexei will come out of this stronger than ever. Because sometimes, the biggest heartbreaks lead to the most powerful comebacks. All right, guys, that's the full story, the Loren Brovarnik arrest saga, from heartbreak to healing. If you've been following this journey, drop your thoughts below. Do you think their marriage can survive this? Or do you think this is only the beginning of a new chapter? Whatever happens next, we'll be watching closely. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, nothing is ever as simple as it seems.